You've had many important matches with Paris Saint-Germain, with this team, with the favorite status in the past, but right now before these quarterfinals, even more the case. How do you feel like being the favorite before playing to Liverpool tomorrow? Well, hello everyone. It's not really important who's the favorite or who you say is the favorite, because in this type of competition and this type of matches, at this level, it's impossible to have a favorite person. I don't think that we are the favorites. And if you remember last year, everyone was saying that Liverpool was the favorite and Paris qualified. So for me, there is no favorite. So now quarterfinal like last year, but not the same way. Can you say as a coach that you've done your job in a different way this season, facing the difficulties this season? Well, this is the job of a coach, to find the way to perform. Every year is different. Therefore, we cannot say the same thing as last year. It's so different, you know. What I always do is to help the team to play well, to enjoy the competition, and to enjoy this moment. We saw that Barcola is present, but in the injury report, he was saying that he was maybe practicing with you guys. The medical report says that he can play. He maybe. Yesterday he partially trained with us, today as well, but he's still we're trying to find to put him in the best conditions to play, but then we need to wait for the players to be ready. You were telling us about the identity of the team. Last year against Liverpool in Paris, even given the results, is it your best memory in terms of collective game? I think this was a very, very high performance. It was incredible. And it's, you know, we lost. But I believe that if we could play like that all the time, I'd sign right now, playing at this level. But what I can say is the confidence that we have is, you know, we play offensively, we try to win any match, whatever the statistics, no matter which opponent, but above all, to enjoy the moment in Parc des Princes. We have the support of our fans. It's so great to play at home. Hey, Coach. So about Barcola, you said Luis is also out for a while. Does that mean that Ruiz doesn't feel like he can be back? No, it's not blurry. No, the situation is not blurred. Sorry, my French is still not perfect, but no, the situation is not blurred. It's like that. Every time you have a player who's injured, you have to expect them to take their time. There's no problem with this. Of course, we're looking forward to have our players back, but when players still feel sore, you know, we have to pay attention, but we need to make sure that the players have enough confidence to play. Fabián, is it the one who doesn't feel like playing? Well, he still hasn't. He's improved a lot, but he hasn't practiced with us. You know, every day he's improved, and we're really happy about that because it shows that he's on the right track. However, it's still totally ready. Not yet. Still not. On Friday, Ramos scored his 7th goal. It's the best total in a European top. How do you keep him involved, and how important it is to have such a decisive player, off the bench? It's really easy to say, but really hard to do. This is why, if you think that a team that needs to win all the trophies needs players like Ramos, players that help the team whenever, and they're really tough players to find. We're really happy to have them. And they are really important players to reach our goals and win what we want to win. You've had a player who's playing now in the opposing team, Ekitike, which you haven't used a lot when you had him. Why do you think that you didn't need him, and are you surprised that about his success now in Liverpool? Well, normally I don't talk about players who are not even playing for Paris, but I do remember when he was here, he was doing great then in Germany and then in Liverpool. And he's now an international player. He's improved a lot as well, and I think it's normal. It makes sense. He was very young when he was here, and he's improved a lot. This is my opinion. It's not the moment to talk about Liverpool players. How did you get Hakimi back on track? He can pass, he can score, but the African Cup was hard. How do what do you think about him? Well, it was really tough, when he got injured. He did everything to play the CAN, and it's impossible for a player to be back at their original level without. It takes months, to be back to a certain level. But now we're really happy because he shows in practices and every matches that he can play at a high level, and it's really important for the team. We're so happy to have him back. Hello, Coach. What type of matches are you expecting from Liverpool? It's not exactly the same Liverpool as last year in terms of game and play. What do you expect? I don't know. It depends on the result. Maybe it could be a match like last year. Same conditions, no first match, quarterfinal. Here at home. But normally matches can also change from one week to another. It depends on the results, and there's so many different aspects. But as far as this first leg, we're trying to have as many balls, more balls than Liverpool. We know before playing that is the difficulty level. But I have a very good coach. It's a very great team. We know it's going to be complicated, and we're used to play against English teams, and it's not going to be any different than last year. A few weeks ago, you said that PSG Liverpool was a little bit like a European classical. What makes this very special? Now there's only 8 teams left, in quarterfinals, and last year was the last round. I mean, the last phase. But when you're used to reach, this level, in the competition, this stages, these phases, it's important for us to show that every year we play against Liverpool in these type of competitions. It's always positive. What we want in these moments is to qualify to the semis. It's difficult, but we're really motivated. Media have noticed that before the Champions League, before you came, we were scared to play in the Champions League. Now you're really modest, and what have you done? Even when you lose, you always have this mental spirit. What type of work have you done on the team? It's easy to say, really hard to do. This is what I said my first day here, sitting here at this same table. I said, we're going to look for, to be offensive and defensive, really aggressive, and this is what we're doing. When you only have one way to play, only one way to enjoy football, with this level, individually, at the player level, it's incredible. But it's easy to say, but again, very tough to do for the players. But I think this is our way. This is the standard for us to show what type of teams we are. Then we can win, we can lose, but it is normal. This is football. But this is our way to approach the win. Then look at the fans, the way they support the team. They support us in such a way that, they make it easier. Enjoying such a match at the Parc des Princes is going.
Hi, Coach. I'm Adam Haraszti from RTL Hungary. You have already mentioned that Hugo Ekitike was very young when he was here with Paris Saint-Germain. I think before your time, we haven't really seen many young players develop into an important part of the squad. But now, since you have been here, we have seen Warren Zaïre-Emery, Désiré Doué, Bradley Barcola, probably also you have Dro here now, Mayulu. So we have seen many, many more young players becoming very important for this team. What do you think have changed?
Nothing changed. That if you are young, it doesn't mean that you can play in Paris Saint-Germain. You have to show quality, you have to show attitude, you have to show courage. And what I show, or what I've been showing during my career as a trainer is, I love managing young players, but they have to show a lot of talent. And when that happens, it's a pleasure for me to give them confidence. But the important thing is, at one point, try to give credit to the players. And I think that's our mentality, the way we play every single match, one of the keys and one of the things that we improve from the past.
Luis, obviously Liverpool can't retain the Premier League title this season, and they're facing a battle to qualify for next season's Champions League. And at the weekend, when they went out of the FA Cup to Manchester City, Virgil van Dijk said that they effectively gave up. So what difference then are you seeing in Liverpool now compared to what you faced last season, and what have you made of what's gone on there this season?
Yeah, it's difficult to say that, to speak about Liverpool. Arne Slot, he speaks very well about his team, because it's normal. What I have to say, or what I can analyze, is two different, same teams, but at the same time different teams, because the process this season is different for both, and everybody is looking forward to analyzing who is the favorite, and I think it's not important who is the favorite. I think there is no favorite in those kind of matches. What I can see is it's going to be a difficult match for both teams, but I think they are a good team, best side. one of the teams, English teams, who play better, and we are ready. We are excited to play in that match, and we'll see if we can qualify for the next round. Merci beaucoup. Merci.